What's going on, everybody? It's Colton Ingram on Hard Outdoors. We're going to continue our topic of gear. If you haven't been here before, we had a video on base layers, so next to skin, and we've had a video on pants. Today we're going to be talking about mid layers. Mid layers meaning something that's going to go over the next to skin side of things, something that you could call like a hoodie, or something that's could be used as an outer layer, but also be used as an insulation piece as you go out into the field. A lot of times with this layering system that like companies like Kuiu, Nomad, Badlands, Sitka, all those different companies, they've all created a layering system. Every single one of them are different. So this mid layer meaning it can go maybe even over long johns if you needed that, or you'd have like your merino shirt or your synthetic shirt or your blend shirt, and then you'd put on a like a hoodie over top, and then like maybe a puffy or a bigger jacket such as a Carhartt looking or material wise. So let's get started. The first piece I'm going to talk about, I've had this piece a long time. It's by Badlands. This piece would be, I've used it as an outer layer. It is pretty good for a pretty, like, I'd say not very cold. Maybe 50s, 60s over a merino wool, and then it's still not going to do a whole lot. I like it. It fits really well. I'm not even sure that they make this anymore. It's called the Moose Quilt Jacket. Let me see if it has any of like kind of the deals that are in it. Yeah, so it's not even merino wool. It's just a polyester. I did get it really cheap. For those of you that don't know, I've mentioned it in other videos as well. Badlands has pretty great gear. I won't say it's the warmest, but it has one of the best warranties on the market. Zero complaints. Besides, it doesn't really keep you warm. Like I said, it does have, you know, waffle knit kind of material. No pockets. That part does kind of suck. But if it's used as a mid layer anyways, a lot of times you're not even going to need the pocket anyways. So if you're into pockets, probably not the best one to go with. And I'm not sure that they even make this anymore, but like I said, it's a good option, and a good example of a good mid layer. On to the next one. Once again, this is another Badlands. Love this shirt, jacket. It's called the Defiance Quarter Zip. Very comfortable. Extremely nice to have. I mean, you can wear it out on the town, you can wear it to a nice place. It does have thumb holes, so that's always a nice feature. I always enjoy whenever they put those on there, especially whenever you are layering, so you can put your thumb through there and push through a heavier layer, and it's not going to roll up your sleeves. It's just a very nice. It is a very comfortable. It's very soft. Probably not your best option for a stickery place, but really nice. We'll look at this one too. This one doesn't say what it is, but once again, comes with a lifetime warranty. Very soft, very comfortable. I have worn this on a outdoor hunt, and it kept me pretty warm. I mean, it wasn't very cold outside. I'd say it was probably 50-ish, 60 degrees. But I did use it as an outer layer, and it did keep me warm. Now we're going to go into another piece, and this is the great thing about mid layers. Mid layers you can wear every day, depending on, you know, if you like to wear camo out, then, you know, a lot of companies make that. Those first two, there would be no camo option, just solids, but still a great option. This is by a company called Nomad. It is a pretty cool hoodie. What got me on it was it has this built-in neck gaiter. So you don't have to wear the neck gaiter. I mean, it still goes over, but you don't have to necessarily keep it on all the time. It's just going to wrap around your neck, kind of like a turtleneck. The hoodie does go down. It's more of like a full round face, and that is a pretty neat little option. It does have hoodie pockets. I mean, it's just like a hoodie you'd wear or you'd buy from any other hoodie company out there, or clothing company that makes hoodies. It's pretty warm. It'd be a very good, like, mildly cold hoodie, but it would work very, very well in the layering system with whatever, sorry, there's a gnat, you decide to go with on that. Very, very good option also. Next one, this one is one of the very first things I bought, much like that. This was all bought with that Corrugate Foundry, or just the Corrugate Guide Pant. Sorry, there's some blue string on here. I really, really liked this jacket. This is the First Light Calamith. It is merino wool. It's very durable. I mean, I've had this on a mule deer hunt and walked through cockaburs and stickers and all kinds of things. Yes, it might stick to it, but durability wise, even mesquites, I mean, this thing just did phenomenal going through it. Very, very warm. They do like a full zip all the way up. It's going to cover about to the bottom of your nose. That's a really nice option, especially for those really cold mornings when you're hiking or if you're in a tree stand. They will offer this. If actually, I'm not sure if they actually make this anymore, but if they do, they will offer this in camo as well, in First Light proprietary camo. But it is a heavier jacket. It's not going to be your lightest option, but it's definitely very, very comfortable. I love this jacket. I have zero complaints about it. I try to keep this in my pack. It goes with me every single time, no doubt. And this is why I don't know if they make the Calamith anymore. So this is the First Light Origin jacket, and let me tell you, this jacket is awesome. I love it. You have your pockets here, just like a normal hoodie. You still got a chest pocket that's great for fitting a phone, even the newer phones, iPhones, Samsungs, whatever you wear. Even the hoodie pockets zip up, which I really like, because if you're out there and you got to throw something in there, it's nice. I wore this on my mule deer hunt last year, and it was probably mid 50s, and I was hiking a lot. I never got overly sweaty, and it kept me extremely warm. Like the Nomad, but this one's a little bit different. So this one's going to come with a face mask, and it's going to go all the way down. So it's going to be like a turtleneck. But if you don't want to wear it, you can just stuff it back up in your hood or behind your neck, and you don't have to wear this. It is a nice option. I've done it both ways. I've never been uncomfortable with this neck gaiter. I have with the Nomad, but it's not to the point where it's so uncomfortable like you want to get rid of it. But very much way lighter than the Calamith. It is merino wool on the inside. 100% recommend this jacket. It comes in camo, it comes in solids. Even their new line of camo, Circa, they make the Origin jacket in. Now we'll get to another piece. This piece I didn't know was a hunting piece. I probably wouldn't wear this jacket. It's made by Mountain Ops. Let's see if it has its actual name. No, it doesn't, but I'm pretty sure it is called the Grid. But it's a merino wool layer, very, very, very warm. Probably one of the warmest mid layers for the money you can get. The reason I say I probably would not wear this out in the field as a standalone item is because of the color. Love it for around town, love it for going to work, whatever. Keeps you very warm. I love the extended part on the bottom, so it's not riding up if you're bending over or something like that. It does have your jumperoo pockets up front, and then it's got another pocket here you can fit your phone in. It's not going to be as deep, but it does go to the left quite a bit. Great option. Love this jacket. Super comfortable. It also has thumb holes in it, I don't know if I forgot to mention, but the Origin also has thumb holes, so whenever you're layering, it's not ratting up on you. And the next one, I bought this with the Calamith. This is the First Light Wick, or no, this is also the Calamith. It is a lot lighter. It doesn't have the hood, so I'm thinking the hood has most of the weight. It is quite a bit thinner, I do believe, than the Calamith with the hood, but very comfortable, very tight to the body. I have worn this also in the field as a standalone item and never had an issue with it. Very comfortable. First Light will offer this in camouflage as well for those guys who like the camouflage. First Light does have some really good open country camo. They also have a lot of good whitetail, in my opinion, camouflage. I'm no whitetail expert, but I've seen what most whitetail hunters wear, and I think First Light does a phenomenal job, in my opinion, on their camouflages. And then y'all have seen this before in the base layer video. This is the First Light Furnace Henley. Now this can be used as a mid layer. If it's, say, semi-cold and you just want to have this and maybe a little bit over the top, it does great. I wouldn't recommend wearing it in any type of like very stickery country, just because it is merino wool. I mean, it's gonna fray, things like that, but I've had this for quite a while and I've never had an issue. It does have thumb holes, so when you are layering, I mean, it's pretty simple. Or if you want to wear it under a glove, it's not overly bumpy. I have practiced shooting with this and even using a release with this shirt, and it didn't seem to be problematic at all. And we got one stack down, one more to go. This jacket I don't have a whole lot of experience with. It does come with the gator as well. Pretty cool topo design. This is made by a company called Born Primitive. Born Primitive got with a, if y'all don't know, it's called Kafaru. If you don't, look them up. They make awesome gear. Awesome dude, Aaron Snyder. I enjoy listening to his podcast. Wealthy, you know, in knowledge. Has the thumb holes. Great color also, and the fit is wonderful, man. I love the fit of this jacket. It's very athletic feeling. It's not to where, and even the pockets, and it's so quiet. I mean, I have not used this in the field. I plan on using it in the field. It is fleece lined. It's comfortable. It's kind of more of like a Columbia style outside, but love the design. It's got two pockets down below. No other pockets on it. There is inside pockets. Most of these come with inside pockets that zip. It's just a fleece line, no taper, but I mean, it's huge. It goes way down in there, and that's on both sides. And this is I'll come up with the name in a minute, but it is made by Born Primitive. It's called the Century Jacket, and they sell out quick. So if you do like this one, I would wear this as a mid on really, really cold days, and I would wear this as an outer layer by itself. So mid or outer, this one's great. Those of you who don't like hoodies, the full zips are great. Another one that I just got, not too terribly sure about it, but I will tell you one thing, it's super light and it's pretty dang warm. I mean, it hasn't gotten super cold here, but the days that it's been kind of chilly outside, I've thrown this on and I've been warm. But I mean, probably by far the lightest jacket option I've ever seen. And like I said, it's the Stone Glacier Aero Peak. It's going to conform around your face. It's not overly bounding on your hat. That's a big deal to me, is when I'm wearing a hoodie, I don't want it pushing down my hat, because if I need to glass something, I don't want to be fighting my binos and my hat being pushed down on there. So that's something to think about also. Some people will wear a hat, they may be wearing a beanie. If that's the case, it's probably not going to bother you. It does have full through pockets, kind of a smaller sized pocket area, but it does zip. This is the Tarmac, I believe is the name of the coloration on it. It's a great, I would not be scared to wear this as an outerwear piece. A lot of guys like Remy Warren run Stone Glacier. I know some of the Go Hunt guys do, and it's an awesome piece so far. I mean, like I said, I'll have to update on some of this stuff after this hunt season, and after, you know, using it, abusing it, seeing what it'll do, and seeing how it holds up. This is actually the first piece of Stone Glacier gear I've ever owned, and I'm excited just from the feel and how light it is. I may be purchasing more Stone Glacier in the future. As Wellborn Primitive, especially now that Kafaru's in with them, and a guy named Dan Staten, y'all may know him, Elk Shape. If y'all don't, y'all can go listen to their podcast. You can, the Kafaru one, Aaron Snyder is his Kafaru cast. Dan Staten's is Elk Shape. Great podcast. One's more driven, Elk Shape's more driven to like working out, but they bring some awesome people on. Absolutely love their podcast. I listen to it all the time. Dan's a great guy, shoots a bow a lot. But the next piece, this is another piece of gear that I bought a long time ago. This is the Sawtooth vest. Now, jackets aren't the only thing that are a mid-layer. This can be used outer layer, it can be used mid-layer. You know, if it's something where it's just your core getting cold, then here you go. Not a huge fan of this. For the whitetail guys, this is probably okay for y'all. For Western big game, not good. Actually did not, I mean, it was warm, don't get me wrong, it's merino wool, but I mean, you wash this thing or get it into any type of brush and it just eats it alive. I mean, there's no holes in it, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not my favorite. The zippers, great. I mean, they got the lining on them. You have two normal and then one up top. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but usually they have it on sale. Pretty budget friendly, so if you're on a tight budget, it won't be bad. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend it in country where there's, you know, thorny or real brushy country. I wore this on a elk hunt. I wore it on a deer hunt, and after that, it's kind of just sat. Used as needed. It's usually not thrown even in my pack, to be honest with you. The next one, I love this jacket. This is the Corrugate Guide jacket from First Light, and it's great. It's a soft shell material. Like, one thing that's really nice about it is I think First Light has just done a phenomenal job on all of their zipper systems. Especially up top. I mean, you have a pocket here, you have a pocket here. This one has the overlap, so if you don't want to use it, it's like it's not even there. I do wish they'd have made this side that way. They have a drawstring for your jacket, or your hood. So if you're getting cold, you can draw it from the front here, and they have these little tabs, like right here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I can pull up on it. And it's just gonna start tightening and cinching down right around where it goes all the way to the neck. And it's gonna go up to here as well. It also has a drawstring in the back. So if you wanna tighten it up around your hat or around the back of your head, try to keep the wind out, you do have that option. And it does have a stop. So I mean, that's a really nice option. It's a one push button, really cool. And then another thing is I like the bill option on these. I did hear a tactic from a guy named Remy Warren. He also has a great podcast, Live Wild podcast. And trying to keep the sunlight coming in over top. And I'll go into tips, things that I've learned also in another video down the road. But trying to keep that sun out of your vision here and just trying to keep it in there. So that little piece actually makes a big difference in my opinion. It may not to someone else, but to me it does. And like I said, you use what works for you. This jacket I do have about a year of experience with, and it's great, but it's not the warmest. This is another Badlands option. This is the Shift jacket, and it has a very interesting look, and it's got a very interesting pocket system. But it comes with a lot more than I expected. like whenever I bought it, I saw this, you know, it looks bulky and stuff. Well, that's a hood. You can zip and pocket up your hood. I do like that for packability, but the hood is not warm. It's not really going to keep your head warm. It is kind of a puffier material. Kind of a, this can be used as a midweight, and that's usually what I used it for, as a midweight. And I mean, it did great. I mean, it kept me warm. I do like all the pockets. The pockets are nice. They're big. They're sleek, and it is a warmer jacket. It's definitely out of the three. I mean, you can still wear this out. They do not make this in camouflage. I think about the only company that really makes the camouflage option is maybe First Light. Nomad, I believe, has one, and some of the Badlands stuff. I don't think any of my Badlands gear is actually have a camo option with it, but there's other options out there, and they may be cheaper, they may be more. For Badlands is going to be economical. It's going to be really nice. Even some of the Mountain Op stuff is going to be very affordable, very reasonable. They run good sales. The Born Primitive, probably some of the best sales besides Kuiu. And Badlands, they run a phenomenal sale. It's called their semi-annual warehouse sale, and it's great. Also, if you're into working out, Born Primitive has top tier workout gear, so make sure you look them up too. They also have base layers. They also have mid layers. They have outer layers. But last but not least, now I did say on this specific set that I was not a big fan of the pant. If you haven't watched the pant video, this is the Encounter jacket. This jacket is great. It's not the lightest jacket, but super warm, super durable, and super quiet. And the best part is if you are a whitetail hunter, it does have a hole here for your hooks, which is a great option too. The pocketing system is awesome. Besides, as y'all know, they did this string thing again. Not a fan of the strings, but they didn't do them on the bottom pockets. These bottom pockets are magnetic. So you open and you close and it's all a magnet. So when you're going in, you're not unzipping, zipping back up. If you want to keep mouth calls or something, you can go in here and put them up top. And then say it does get warm, they have zippers on the pits. It's a pit zip. Very nice. I have used these, and I wish they'd make more jackets with pit zips, because man, they're nice. But it's a very warm. I love this jacket. This one's going to come in all your camos. I think it comes in maybe one or two solid colors, but I really do like the Kuiu Vias camo. That's what this is. For around where I live, it blends in decently with mountain terrain. I wouldn't say flatland, but in the flatland, you're pretty much just stuck with, you know, browns and sandstone colors. But that's really all of the outer layers that I've tested, tried, or I'm going to test and try and then get back with you guys. I think every single company can come up with a really good deal. Now, this is all bought with my money. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and so I can tell you exactly how I feel, and I'm not going to be biased towards one company or the other. I buy a lot of Kuiu, I buy a lot of First Light, but as of right now, the Stone Glacier stuff seems really cool. The Born Primitive stuff seems really cool. The Badlands, I just don't think it's up to the level of these other companies, but I do think that their customer service and their warranty system is very respectable, very great, the best in the business. Other companies like Mountain Ops, I use their supplements also, so I like Mountain Ops. I don't want y'all to think that you have to buy and get the same company, the same gear over and over again. I want you to be able to kind of mix match if you want to, and don't be ashamed of it. It's okay to have this, because not everything you're gonna like, and that not everything that I like you're gonna like. I like a very athletic fit style. I like to have it tight to my body, and I want to make sure that it's comfortable, because I've said it on other videos, the comfortable hunter stays longer than the uncomfortable hunter. I have these systems. Sometimes you may overpack. I'd rather you overpack than not pack enough. If you're going to be doing backcountry hunting, I would look more proprietarily into the weight of the jacket than anything. But other than that, I got a bunch of other cool videos coming up, guys. I'm gonna do a little test out on some arrows, so stay tuned for that. I'll drop that once I get them in and get them cut and fletched and ready to go. I'm gonna do those. I'm also gonna do some more gear videos, some of the stuff that I take with me that's excluding jackets. I'm gonna wait on the outer layers just because I have some new gear that I want to test out, and I don't want to give y'all or tell y'all, yeah, this is great and there's a better option out there that may be cheaper, maybe more. But if that's what matters to you is your warmth and that bigger outer layer, maybe you're somewhere up in Montana, Wyoming, where it gets really cold, or in the northeast or the Midwest or anything like that, like, you may want the most warm, comfortable thing, and that may be your number one deal. So the outer layers I'm going to wait until later on. So I'm going to have myself and a buddy test out certain gear, and we're going to collab and come together and kind of talk about each piece. So there will be a guest on. He's a great dude, awesome, and we'll talk about that a little later on. But as always, remember, train for the pursuit.